Well met.
It's good to see that Captain Vims is finally assigning others to this investigation. I've used a reflective powder to dust the area. It will reveal suspicious objects and markings, helping you to focus your efforts. Look over anything the dust illuminates.
Be careful.
Rows of hoofprints lead away from the still-smoking skeleton of the Shady Rest Inn. There are at least a few visible impressions, with more rows of prints almost imperceptible in the soft mud of the marsh. A glint of light on the ground catches your eye from underneath the rubble. Brushing away debris and ash caked onto the object reveals the insignia of a gold anchor on white herald on the surface, the sign of Thermore. Underneath the anchor is embossed the hero Lieutenant Pavel wreath. An iron shield, blackened by the fire that raged through the inn, is affixed to the crumbling chimney, one of the few remaining parts of the structure that once made up the Shady Rest Inn. The shield can be removed from the brick of the chimney.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend. Light be with you. For the Alliance.
Hoofprints, It is true that there is an extraordinary amount of centaur activity in the lands near the Dustwallow Marsh. In brief excursions into the Barrens, we found their camps and holdings dotting the area. I'll send out Fulgrim Hastil, one of our trackers, to see if he can find where the tracks lead.
Be careful. For the Alliance. Need help? Go with honor, friend.
Have you found anything of interest at the Shady Rest Inn?
Light bless you.
It's never good news when a guard's badge is brought to me. Sometimes it's a man or woman who's fallen in battle, and I'm left to bring the news to the grieving family. Other times we never find out what happened to them. And other times it's even worse than that.
Go with honor, friend.
I don't recognize Vera from Lieutenant Pavel Reeve. Your best bet would be to check with Adjutant Tesserin. He keeps track of all the records for the Thermore Guard, from personnel to their equipment. He should be able to tell you who this Reeve is with a quick check of his books.
Be careful. Light bless you.
Have you found evidence from the site of the Shady Rest Inn?
For the Alliance.
HM, I'm no expert with the construction of arms and armor. Their use, yes, but not their making. This shield seems as ordinary as any, excepting the damage from the fire that engulfed the inn.
Be careful. For the Alliance.
I'm sorry, I can't be of much help, hero, but I can refer you to someone who would be. Dustwallow, one of our best blacksmiths, works the forge at the smithy. Take the shield to him and see what he can tell you.
Light bless you.
can I help you?
Hello, Hero. You'd like information about a specific member of the Thermore Guard? Reeve, was it just give me a moment to find the right book?
Be careful.
Red Path. Ah, here it is. Lieutenant Pavel Reeve. Joined the Thermore Guard along with most of the recruits that came across the sea with Lady Proudmoore. Enlisted with the Marines of Coltiras at the age of 16. Distinguished service, promotions. Listed as missing.
See you later.
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
Missing? That would be Tezrin's kind way of saying traitor. No doubt he's one of those fools so blindly loyal to Admiral Dalen that he turned traitor. Isn't that a delicious irony? The deserters accuse us of betraying the Alliance.
Light bless you.
It has been a struggle maintaining a presence in the Marsh, but through strength of our resolve, we have been able to maintain several defensive watchtowers throughout the area. The latest information and scouting reports I have received indicate that a group of deserters has squatted in our abandoned tower at Lost Point, southeast of the inn. The local lieutenant seems to be Below's Jackin. See if you can get some information out of him. Be warned, Hero. He may be a tough nut to crack.
Be careful.
Can I help you? Be seeing you.
Something for me to look at?
You have a great day now.
HM. Interesting piece of iron you have here. Definitely not made by any of the blacksmiths I know over on this side of the sea, and it's certainly not my work.
Off and away.
Ah, I almost missed this. The leather strap on the back must have burned off, but it seems like it was made to fit a large person. I'd guess a Tauren, actually. That's about all I can tell you. Tell Captain Vims I'm sorry, I couldn't be of more help.
Alrighty then.
Did Vim send you? Couldn't do his dirty work himself, could he? That coward? We threw him out of camp because he insisted on raiding the supplies of the ogres up at Brackenwall Village. We're not so many in number that we could stand up to those mindless brutes. He crossed the line one too many times, so we left him to fend for himself. Now, I helped you out. So, why don't you help us out and forget you bumped into us?
King's honor, friend. Or the Alliance.
I will send Lieutenant Caldwell to deal with the deserters at Lost Point. In addition, I will instruct him to find Reeve. The marsh is not so big and trackless that he should be unable to find him.
Go with honor, friend. Light bless you.
That's not much information to work on, but we'll have to keep it in mind. Hopefully some of the other pieces of this mystery will fall into place and paint a more helpful picture of what happened.
Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
I've spoken with Inspector Tarum regarding the evidence you gathered from the ruins of the Shady Rest Inn. He seems certain that the hoofprints and the shield you found there point to the Grim Totem clan of Tauren. With reports of Grim Totem activity on the rise in the marsh, this has to be more than a mere coincidence. I'm sending you to speak with Captain Dariel, who is something of an expert on the Grimtotems. Follow the road north out of town to North Point Tower. It's the second outpost on the road.
Or the Alliance.
Oh, do I have a deal for you? Hurry back!
It's good of Tabitha to send you down here. I'd prevail upon her for some food until the wreckage from the Zeppelin is taken care of. But I know she's got none to spare at the moment. If you're feeling adventurous, I've posted a bounty for the death of a particularly nasty raptor.
Keep it real! Glad I could help!
Yes?
Keep it real!
Drazit accepts the cargo from you.
I'm so hungry. I could eat a dragon. Thank goodness Moxie finally got some of that cargo down here. We've been reduced to playing dice against the ogre for whatever he's managed to kill on his hunting trips.
Glad I could help!
So Theramore is interested in doing business? Well, that's not an offer I turned down. Supplies are pretty scarce here right now, so we need all the business contacts we can get.
Hurry back!
Travelers and steam wheel personnel working in the field are advised to avoid the Bloodfen burrow to the west of town. The area is overrun with raptors led by the cruel and cunning Goreclaw the Ravenous, who has already killed at least 2 steam wheel engineers. Drazit Drip Valve has authorized a generous reward to be paid to the individual who rids Mudsprocket of this menace.
Interesting.
With the Zeppelin crash delaying supplies, we've run out of medicines and bandages. We're making use of what we can, but between all the insects, the injuries, and the enemies we're encountering here, I can barely keep up. I've found one herb that seems to help heal wounds and dull pain, but it, too, is in short supply. It's called Wormtail, and it's abundant in the Dragonmurk and Wormbog areas east of town. The plants themselves are made of coiled stalks, and seem to pulsate when you look at them.
Glad I could help.
Are you startled by Brog's presence here, little hero? Don't worry. Goblins at Mudsprocket are Brog's friends, and you can be, too. Brog left Brackenwall Village when new Overlord not take revenge against Black Dragonkin for destroying Old Home and killing many of Brog's old friends. Brog come here to lay friends' spirits to rest and avenge them, but Brog need help preparing. For ritual, Brog need feathers with strong magic, like ones worn by raptors at Bloodfen Burrow to the west of town.
I need a towel.
What do you want?
Did you find any of the wormtail?
Be good.
Thank you. This will help keep our guys going out in the field until Moxie returns with the rest of the supplies from the Zeppelin crash.
Keep it real.
I got the best deals anywhere!
Thank goodness someone's finally taken me up on that offer. I was just thinking that I might need to triple the reward to get that stupid raptor kill, and our budget couldn't afford that.
Keep it real!
Brog looks at you hopefully.
You bring Brog feathers?
Brog accepts the feathers.
Brog pleased with these feathers. Very strong magic. Brog not know what raptors do to give feathers power, but raptor feathers always best for ritual. When the dragons came and took over Brog's old home, stone mall ogres fled and left everything behind, including Clan's banner. Brog knows banner was kept deep in Stone Mall Ogre Mound, but these days it's called Den of Flame. Brog must have Clan banner to get his revenge on dragons who killed his friends. Brog's clan's old mound, Den of Flame, is northwest of Mudsprocket and crawling with dragonkin. Banner will be deep inside the cave. Be careful, hero. To make the totem Brog will need for his ritual, he must use the essences of the creatures who killed his friends. The hate and anger of Brog's enemies will fuel the magic of his vengeance. Track down Firemane Ash Tails, Scouts, or Scalebanes and use Brog's totem on their corpses. Only when the dragonkin die will they give up their essences. The creatures you seek swarm over the Den of Flame to the northwest and the Stone Mall ruins to the north. You bring Stonewall Banner? You have Brog's thanks, hero. Brog has big plans for Clan Banner. Do you have the essences? Brog must have them to avenge his friends. You have Brog's thanks, hero. Once Brog adds their magic to the totem, it will be able to redeem the spirits of Brog's fallen friends. Brog has completed the totem that will put the spirits of his friends to rest. When the Dragonkin came, they killed all Stonewall who did not flee. Brog fled with Overlord Mokmarok, hoping to lead a counterattack with other Stonewall survivors. The counterattack never came, and the spirits of the Stonewall dead still haunt Brog and the others. Take this totem north to Stonewall Ruins and use it near ogre skeletons to draw the spirit to you. Defeat the spirit to give it rest with its bones. Brog must know. Have you brought peace to the violent spirits of the Stonewall? Brog thanks you for your help, although he knows Overlord Mokmarok never will. At least surviving Stonewall can finally focus on problems with the living and leave dead where they belong. Only one thing remains for Brog to do. Brog relishes the thought of taking his revenge on the Black Dragonkin of the Marsh. Hero, you have been very helpful in preparing for this moment. Will you help? Take Brog's clan banner and travel east until you see a cave like a dragon's mouth. At the entrance to that cave, plant Stonewall banner and issue Brog's challenge to Onyxia. Brog and the Stonewall will have their lands back. have his revenge.
Brog listens as you recount your experience at the entrance to Onyxia's lair.
Brog know Onyxia dead. Brog know her brood's still there. Brog not let them forget the Stone Mall. Brog is grateful for your help, hero, and he will never forget what you have done for him. Brog will never give up his quest to bring Stone Mall back where they belong.
Yeah, what do you want? Hurry back.
I am honored.
Captain Vims thinks the Grimdenoms are behind the destruction of the Shady Rest Inn. They wouldn't have been first on my list of suspects, but if Captain Vims sent you here to follow up on a lead, he must have his reasons. Regardless, the Grimdenoms have been a thorn in our side for some time, and we're always glad to have the extra help.
Till next we meet. Good luck, friend.
The Grimdenoms may be the most warlike of all the Tauren clans, but they're by no means unorganized. If they're the ones who put the torch to the Shady Rest Inn, they'll have had orders from one of their clan elders. There's a large Grim Totem settlement called Blackhoof Village to the northwest. They've been using it as a base to attack the tower, but I'll bet that you'll find the orders you're looking for there. Check the village's elders for theros of the orders you seek.
Be careful. Good luck, friend.
If the equipment you found at the ruins of the inn belonged to a Grim Totem attack party, there's likely to be more just like it within their camp to the northwest. We haven't been able to gather much information about Blackhoof Village, but judging from the size of the raiding parties, there's a substantial force based there. Do whatever you have to capture some of their equipment so that we can compare it with your findings from the inn.
Till next we meet.
What can I do for you?
The patch of swamp to the northeast is home to a particularly nasty breed of raptors. We've lost more than one unwary soldier to them, but I think we can turn them against our Grim Totem neighbors. Take this rope and use it to capture bloodfen raptors or bloodfen screechers that you've subdued. I wouldn't try to capture one of the beasts until you've weakened them quite a bit in combat. It's going to be quite a struggle.
See you around.
Good day to you.
Great. Finally, something that doesn't want to eat me. I need help handling the critters around here, and you fit the mold. The cook Morgan Stern is researching a new recipe, and he sent me out here to gather bogbean leaves. I guess he thinks they're tasty. Anyway, I'm looking for a bogbean plant. I've got myself surrounded. Can you help me out of here? And watch my back as I look for the bogbean. Great. Finally, something that doesn't want to eat me. I need help handling the critters around here, and you fit the mold. The cook Morgan Stern is researching a new recipe, and he sent me out here to gather bogbean leaves. I guess he thinks they're tasty. Anyway, while looking for a bogbean plant, I've got myself surrounded. Can you help me out of here? And watch my back as I look for the bogbean.
hello.
It's too far away.
Hey there.
you capture those raptors?
Have a good one.
You look a little scratched up, but nothing major. You're certainly in a lot better shape than the Grimditums will be when our new raptor friends get done with them.
For the Alliance. Be careful.
Now that we've got our raptors, our next move is to encourage them to attack the Grimditums at Blackhoof Village to the northwest. I've got a leftover haunch of, well, it doesn't really matter what it is. It'll be your bait. Set it down on the ground in Blackhoof Village near the windmill in the center of the settlement. The raptors should take care of the rest if their training took.
See you around. For the Alliance.
We're doing all we can to keep the Grim Totem Raiders at bay, but they keep launching assaults on the tower. Even worse, they've managed to discover and capture the patrols the captain sends out to gather information and safeguard the road. I suspect the captives are being held in Blackhoof Village, to the northwest. Knowing the Grimditums, the defenders of the village probably carry the keys to the prisoners' cages with them. I don't care what you have to do, hero. Just bring back my men alive.
Have a good one.
Greetings. Be careful.
Were you able to find any of the Roofly orders?
Till next we meet.
Captain Darrell glances at the battle plan.
I'd say it doesn't get any clearer than this. They've taken it upon themselves to fight back against human settlements in the area, and I have little doubt Theramore is next on their list.
Good luck, friend.
Did you get those weapons from Blackhoof Village?
Be careful.
Captain Darrell inspects the armaments you've brought from Blackhoof Village.
There's no doubt about it. These match the description exactly, but there's just one problem: these have never been used in battle. Blackhoof Village must not be the only Grim Totem post in the marsh.
Good luck, friend.
I can't spare any men to help search for a second Grim Totem outpost, but I think I know of someone who might be able to help you. Deep in the quagmire, to the south, there's a small farmstead owned by Tabitha. She may seem little more than an old hermit, but the truth is that she's a mage and scryer of some renown. Follow the road south to her farm and seek her help in finding the culprits responsible for the massacre at the Shady Rest Inn.
Till next we meet.
I need a target.
You need something?
I need a target. Need help?
Greetings. See you later.
The sergeant doesn't bother to hide his grin.
Good. That ought to forestall a raid or two.
Be careful.
The freed captives have already begun returning from Blackhoof Village. The information the captain is receiving from the prisoners will give us an advantage in our next battle against the Grimdidums. You have my thanks and that of the men.
See you later.
Well met.
So you want me to scry for Grimdidums, eh? And what will you say when I tell you there's no need?
Be careful.
There's no scrying necessary to see the trouble my new neighbors are creating. And if this is the band that burnt down the Shady Rest Inn, as you claim, there's no reason to tolerate their presence any longer. Take this torch and raise their camp to the ground. You'll find Direhorn just to the north of my farm, near the road. You can't miss it, really, as the Grimdidums have done a splendid job of announcing their presence with those totems they favor.
Safe travels.
Hello. See you around.
You need something?
Have you put that torch to good use?
Go with honor, friend.
I hope the Grimdidums got the message. Any attempt to return will be met with far worse than a mere torch. My apprentices and I will see to that.
Farewell.
Although these Grimdidums were simply a nuisance to me, Captain Vims will want to know of your deeds. Bring him the news that you have tracked down and dealt with those responsible for the burning of the Shady Rest Inn. It's too late to save Jim Hyle's family, but perhaps the Grimdidums will think twice before attacking anyone connected to Theramore.
Light bless you.
How are you?
Mr. Ignatz was just here with the bogbean leaves, and he told me you helped him out of some real trouble. Thank you, adventurer. I will ask my uncle to treat you to a feast the next time you visit the Blue Recluse in Stormwind.
Have a good one. help? Go with honor, friend.
The captain listens to your report intently.
We have avenged James and his family, but not even that can restore what was destroyed.
Light bless you.
I wish we had a way of letting James Hyle's wife and son know that we have brought their murderers to justice.
Captain Vims produces a small wreath decorated with flowers.
There are some who say that their spirits will know, even if we cannot reach them. It's not much, but I'd like you to lay this wreath at the Hyle family monument. It's one of the stones in the graveyard just north of Fairmore's gates.
Be careful. Greetings. For the Alliance.
Captain Vims smiles slightly as you relate the events you witnessed at the Hyle family grave.
It's good to know that they understand. You didn't tell them about James, did you? I'll deliver his wife's message to him, but I doubt he'll understand.
Be careful.